Alright. What's up, fuckers? Hello, ladies. I'm a little bit hyper today. You should have seen me dancing just now doing that beat. So, I don't have much time. I had nothing prepared. I had to go to the grocery store. I have zero time. I'm going to try to spit out as much stuff as I can, very top level, something that you need to be aware of, especially since we were talking about technology. I haven't kept up on this subject in the last little while, but something really needs to be done about it. Alright, so let's go. So, what we're going to talk about today is web browsers. That is your Internet Explorer, your Chrome, your Opera, your Firefox, Brave now, and I think there's a lot more. There's a bunch more, and that's why I say I haven't kept up. Because, all right, here's the deal, right? Back in the day on computers, you needed a way to get onto the internet. So, computers were around before the internet. I don't remember when it was, but it was one of Windows 90s, 95, 98, something like that. It could have been before that. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on this. But they started delivering Internet Explorer with Windows. And at the time, Windows was like 90% of the computers. So 90% of the people used Internet Explorer. Well, Internet Explorer was not necessarily the most secure, and it wasn't the greatest. So, people started popping up. Like there was, I don't know, Opera and Firefox and a few other things, and I wasn't around for that time. So this is just stuff that I learned over the days. Okay, so here's the thing that you have to realize now. So Firefox was my go-to for a very long time because it was an organization, it was nonprofit, and they actually cared. Now, Firefox spends all of their money on politics, features that nobody needs, and bloat. They've basically turned into just another company out to get information and power. Okay, so they use token black people in their advertisements. They use token gay people in their advertisements. They use token, uh, all the social stuff. And they're all just tokens. You can tell by the way that they do it. They don't even know. They probably don't even know black people. They probably don't even know any gay people. They probably don't even know because they have like 15 stories and it all highlights the one black person that works for them. And they have 20 stories and all highlights the one transgender person that works there. And it's like, we're so inclusive. We're 500 white people and we've got a trans person, a gay person, and a black person. We're not racist. Bullshit. Because you wouldn't highlight them if you weren't racist. It wouldn't matter what skin tone they were if you weren't racist, if you weren't a bigot. It wouldn't matter what sexuality, none of that would matter. Sorry for the rant. That annoys me because I loved Firefox and they have gone to shit. Utter and complete shit. They don't spend their money on their base thing that they're supposed to do. They're a nonprofit and they've turned into a political campaign instead of a browser. And it drives me nuts. Now what you need to understand, the last talk that we had was about power. I'm sorry I'm going fast, but I really don't have any time. And there's a lot to talk about because this is very complex. Because while your operating systems like Android, iOS, and Windows, and even Mac, they're turning into tracking software, they used to be a base system to put onto your computer hardware so that you could use your hardware for whatever you wanted to do. And then the smartphone came out and they started tracking you. And then they started making more money off of the information they got from you than if they were to sell you the product itself. Well, that's because knowledge is power, right? So what we have is Android sets up, they say, look, if you're going to put Android on your phone, you have to include a camera, you have to include GPS, you have to include all of these things so that our operating system can track the user that you're selling your phone to so that we can. So it's not the phone manufacturers that are putting the cameras and the GPS and everything. It's Google that is forcing them to, by contract, for them to be able to use the Android operating system at no cost and have the operating source. It is open source, but there's certain parts of the Google libraries that are not open source. So you have to actually have a contract with Google to be able to manufacture phones and use Android. Okay, so now when it comes down to it, right? So when they did Android, which is basically just Linux, Linux and then Java, I believe. I'm not sure. Now they came out with Chrome, the Chrome browser, right? And then they came out with the Chrome operating system. Okay, so like you got Chromebooks and stuff like that. Well, let me explain. The reason that they can sell them for $200, $300 is because they're basically just tablets with Android operating system on it, exclusively Google Android system on it, that tracks every single thing that you do, literally. And that's why we're talking about web browsers today, okay? Because, all right, Internet Explorer started to get into the tracking on Internet Explorer 11, which was actually, I think, the last one that they put out. And that's when they got into Windows 8 and Windows 10. And then that's when they came with Edge. But Edge was a total and utter catastrophe, piece of utter shit when it launched. Nobody ever, any technical people, whenever they installed Windows, they used Internet Explorer to go get another browser, and then they never used Internet Explorer again. Edge was worse than that. But now, what happens is Google has Chrome, in which the Chromium browser has so many hooks to gather information. Microsoft was like, hey, we don't even have to do the work. We can just integrate those hooks. Take that. They turned Edge into Chrome, except for now, instead of all the Google hooks that takes all your information, they're using those hooks to give it back to Microsoft. So now, not only is Windows tracking you, but Edge is tracking every single thing that you do, even beyond what Google uses Chrome to track you with. Now understand, when you use a Chrome browser, the reason it's using all of your resources is because it needs resources, but it's also tracking every single thing that you do. The Chrome browser is almost essentially a full Android operating system, and all of the tracking out of the Android operating systems is built into the Chrome browser. Okay, so the Chrome browsers are completely tracking you. Mozilla, they're starting to track you. They're giving you options to carry your stuff from computer to computer by signing into a Mozilla account or something like that. All right, and then you've got Opera. Opera has completely collapsed. They no longer use their own browser code. They use Chromium as well. Everything has collapsed down on Chrome because it's open source and it's got so many hooks to take your information that they don't have to do anything. They just say, okay, I just have to change the name of this hook to Firefox, change the name of this to Microsoft, change the hook to this to Opera. And now all of a sudden we get all the information that Google would be getting, except for all the hidden stuff that Google actually adds in after the open source. Okay, damn, I'm getting hot talking this fast. Brain is a powerful thing. People don't understand. Chess players can burn 3,000 to 5,000 calories, which is more than some Olympic athletes. Okay, so all right, so when we get into this, all right, what's going on is there's no longer any browsers that give you base function. There's no longer any operating systems that give you base function. And we're basically in a situation where we're screwed. It's looking more like, I know how to use Linux. I've used Linux over the years. I can do command line and I can do, user interface, graphical interface. It's not for everybody, but it's not that difficult to learn. And I gotta say, as much as I don't want to, we need to start getting games over onto Linux because I don't think Windows is going to survive. I really don't. some of this stuff is going to collapse because of the amount of information. Something's going to happen. They're huge targets. So like, through your web browser, you do all of your purchasing. You visit all of your websites that you're interested in. Basically, the web browser is the most critical data collection thing in the universe. Everything that you want to know, everything that you like, everything that you want to purchase, everything that you interact with the internet with, the places you go to talk to people, the people that you hang out with, everything is done through the web browser. Now, let me break this down a little bit further. So, on your phone, you get an app, right? So say you get the Twitter app. You know what the Twitter app is? It is Android's built-in web view, which is literally a tiny little browser. And all they do is show you a specialized page on their website that fits inside of that app window. It's literally just using Android's web browser. It's not like some special app that they just built. It's just showing you a special web page that they made to fit on your phone screen. Okay? Same thing probably with Facebook. If you notice, Facebook, when you open the app, it's just a shell and then it looks just like Facebook. I've never used the app myself because of the terms and conditions. I'd rather sign in through a web page than give them everything off of my phone just for logging into Facebook. That's just me. Do what you do. All right. So web browsers are huge. Like, they're integrated. Every single application on Windows that it pops up, and then it, like, say in a small window to the side, it shows you a web page. Well, it has other information in front of it. That is using Internet Explorer, the base system inside of Windows. Or now it's using Edge. Like, there's built-in parts of the system that applications use where it's not actually the application. Half is the application working, right? Doing its little thing, giving you whatever numbers, pictures, or whatever you're looking at. And then on the other side of that application next to it, where it's showing you the information from Twitter, Facebook, blah, 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 that is actually being ran through Internet Explorer or whatever I think Safari on Mac OS, WebView on Android, so on and so forth, right? So there is a base web browser that just browses the web, that literally just takes addresses and takes you there. No full-fledged browsers are that anymore, are that simple, which is a problem because they're sitting here spending millions of dollars on security. And the only reason that they're spending millions of dollars on security is because they're spending another $1 million adding bullshit that nobody needs or wants. And those are causing security issues. So they're killing themselves. They're doubling their money spent out because they're going about other things that have nothing to do with their core business. Okay, so especially Firefox. Firefox is putting probably 3 times as much money into politics and bullshit than they are into the actual browser itself. And the thing is it's a nonprofit organization, so they can spend their fucking money however they want. Problem is, it's a nonprofit organization to build a browser. Now they're focused on politics and power. Okay, so what you guys need to really, really be aware of is that browsers are tracking you just like operating systems now. These browsers are getting so bloated, and they give you gotta, it's funny, the psychology behind this, right? Google's got you locked down, right? Nobody reads the terms of service. They offer you things that you want for free because you are the product that they are selling. It's not what they're giving you. You're the product. They're taking your information and they're selling it. They are baiting you with a carrot, and you're the jackass that just keeps walking, never even being able to take a bite of the carrot. I'd rather y'all not be asses. But I'm not going to be the one to sit behind and watch. I'm going to walk up and I'm going to smack your ass and get you moving. So, pay attention to browsers. I don't know what a good thing is. Like, say, Brave, for instance. Brave, I think they're based on Chrome. So they're collecting all your information as well. And what they are doing is they're actually blocking all the rest of the ads to show their ads. They're literally just an ad agency that took the code for a browser, put their ad agency stuff into the browser, and while you don't have to look at all the rest of the ads, you got to look at their ads, and they're getting paid because they're an advertising firm. So fuck Brave. They probably have some really good stuff, and they probably think, but the problem is me knowing the origin, they're an advertising company. That's knowledge, that's power. I'll never do it. I can't. It's against my moral fabric. I'm trained in marketing. I know all the bullshit and the ways to manipulate people, the ways to you have 10 seconds to create rapport or else you're gone. Your first 10 seconds are the most important. Okay. So, beware of anything for free. You're the product, right? Beware of what you look at on the internet. Beware of what you use to look at the stuff on the internet. Oh shit, I'm running out of time. All right. So, look. Be aware of what you're doing, what you're using. Read the terms of service. I know that you don't have time. I know you don't want to. Once you read a few terms of service, you'll understand the important parts to look at, because there's like half of it is just legalese that has to be there, and there's nothing that you can do about it, okay? Now, I can't tell you what's the best browser. I really can't, because right now I'm in a boat right now looking for one myself, because I use Firefox, but I can't continue to support them when it's all about politics and control now. I can't support that, because it was a nonprofit organization that was supposed to be doing good. Kind of like Google removed the don't be evil part. These companies, they get so big and then the money changes them. And then, these they get infected by everything has got infected by politics. Oh my God, I want to nuke politics from the middle of the universe. I just want to drop an asteroid on politics at 1,000,000,000 miles an hour faster than the speed of light, so that it incinerates and it just disappears. But of course, we have to deal with politics. And I'm hard-headed, so I will deal with politics. Be careful of the things that you're using and where you're going. You could use Tor browser. It's basically built off of Firefox's source. I mean, we've gotten down to the point is dwindling to where you only have two base sources, and that's Chromium, which is Chrome, which is Google, and they offer their browser open source, so you can get the code and you can build it, and that's what I want to say Vivaldi is built off of. Opera's built off of. I'm not sure about Safari because I've never really had a Mac. Edge is now built off of Chromium. I think Brave is built off of Chromium. You have like WaterFox. You have a bunch of Foxes that are built off of Firefox's open source code. And I want to say the Tor browser is built off of Firefox's code, but there's a lot of security measures built into it that it's not a good fit for for the average user. But if you want to go watch some porn or something like that, get the Tor browser just to go watch some porn or something. I don't know. It's just something to keep you. It's just something to keep you anonymous online, I guess. So that your ISP, Comcast, or whoever doesn't know that you're looking at twisted porn. For the most part. So pay attention. Know what you're getting into. Read the terms of service. Know that right now at this moment there is no good browser that's actually secure, that is not just siphoning every bit of information about you that it can possibly get. I mean, it's so bad that like Microsoft with Windows 10 knows how many seconds you've spent looking at Notepad, playing a game, looking at porn. They know down to the millisecond what you've been doing and how you've been doing it, where you've been going, they know where your mouse was on the page, what you were highlighting. They know they can actually replay. Microsoft can replay your mouse going under the words as you read the paragraph. Okay, that's how detailed that it has gotten, and nobody seems to give a damn. But that's honest right there. There like Facebook. If you get like a script blocker, all right, I gotta go. You get a script blocker, right? Say get Firefox and get NoScript, okay? Just to show you how bad this is, okay? Get Firefox, install the add-on NoScript, okay? Go to any websites that you go to. You're gonna see so many scripts from other places that run. So say you go to a knitting community, right? Knits R Us, okay? You go to that web page. There will be Facebook tracking you. There will be Twitter tracking you. There will be Instagram tracking you. There will be Facebook. I probably said that. There will be Google tracking you. Google Analytics tracking you. Google AdSense tracking you. Um, just do that as an academic study, right, for yourself, just so that you're aware and you're prepared. These are the things that nobody knows about, because if you don't have that script blocker, you don't know what scripts are running on your computer, because what it is stopping is code that is coming from that website that is actually running on your computer. There's code in there that says add this value and this value, and your computer is adding this value and that value to show you that that is $5.99 plus tax. They don't have that being computed on their end. They just have a price and a price. And then it tells your computer to add that price and that price. That's what JavaScript does. That's why people get infected by going to bad sites, because they don't block those scripts. And when they just go to a site, that script runs, infects their computer. Done. Over. You don't have to do anything. You just go to a website. That's why you need to get a script blocker. There aren't very many, and that's why I trust NoScript, because it is one of the few things that has stayed with the author, and he takes care of it. He hasn't sold out. I don't know his funding. I don't know everything, but it's open, so it's out there. It's good, at least as far as I am at this moment. I can't say what goes on in the future. Do that. Get Firefox, get NoScript, go to all of your favorite websites, and notice how many other sites that have nothing to do with the place that you're going are tracking you. Okay, now I think I've covered it in its entirety. I literally have to run out of here. Literally run. I love y'all. I wish you well. Make today beautiful. Do your due diligence. Look into this stuff. Take a few minutes to read the terms of service. Do it. Do it, damn it. Holla at you.